Hello everyone. Today we'll revise erythropoiesis and factors affecting erythropoiesis. Erythropoiesis simply means generation of red blood cell. And as the RBCs are destroyed after a short lifespan of 120 days, new RBC formation is important. Erythropoiesis starts at the third week of intrauterine life in the mesoderm of yolk sac, and it continues up to third month of life at the same site. From third month onwards, it occurs in the liver and spleen up to fifth month. From fifth month onwards, in the adult also, it occurs in the bone marrow, and particularly for red blood cell formation, it occurs in the red bone marrow. In the red bone marrow, there is some very primitive type of precursor cell called pluripotent stem cell, which gives rise to almost all types of red blood cells. And this ultimately produces some committed stem cells, and for RBCs it's called committed myeloid stem cells. They ultimately produce colony forming unit for granulocyte, eosinophil, monocyte, megakaryocyte, which is also called multipotent progenitor cells. They in the sequential changes form burst forming unit for erythrocyte and colony forming unit for erythrocyte sequentially. This colony forming unit produces proerythroblast or pronormoblast, which is the actual or true precursor of RBCs, and in the gradual pathway it forms ultimately erythrocyte or mature RBC. And in this whole journey, two important or significant changes occur. Number one, the size of the nucleus is getting reduced and ultimately it's completely absent in the erythrocyte. Number two, hemoglobin gets produced. In the proerythroblast, nucleus is very prominent. Several nuclei are present here, but hemoglobin is completely absent. While in the erythrocyte, nucleus is absent, but abundant amount of hemoglobin is present. That is why proerythroblast or pronormoblast is basophilic in nature. Both nuclei and cytoplasm takes basic stain, while erythrocyte is pink or red in color because only hemoglobin is present, which takes eosin stain, which is eosinophilic. In the next step, proerythroblast gives rise to early normoblast, which is also called basophilic normoblast, because the cytoplasm takes blue color basic stain. In this phase, nuclei are absent and nucleus size is getting reduced. Hemoglobin begins to appear in the late phase of this early normoblast. Next, it gives rise to intermediate normoblast, which is also called polychromatoblast, because hemoglobin is sufficiently present, which is eosinophilic, and also nucleus is basophilic. Hence, it imparts purple cytoplasm. And in this phase, mitosis stops, nucleus is smaller. In the next step, it gives rise to late normoblast, also called orthochromatophilic, which imparts red or pink color because hemoglobin is sufficiently present here, abundantly present here, and nucleus is too small. Chromatin becomes condensed, producing cartwheel appearance. The significant changes in the late normoblast. Next, reticulocyte. In this pathway, nucleus is extruded. Some basophilic reticulum made up of RNA is present in the cytoplasm. That is why the name reticulocyte. Finally, mature RBC or erythrocyte is formed, which is biconcave shape, and the average diameter is 7.2 micron. And here, abundant hemoglobin present, nucleus is completely absent. So, the significant changes in the erythropoietic process is from proerythroblast to early normoblast, from early normoblast to intermediate normoblast, then late normoblast, reticulocyte, and finally erythrocyte. nucleus is completely extruded from late normoblast to reticulocyte, and hemoglobin starts producing in the last phase of early normoblast. So this is all about erythropoiesis. Next we will look for factors affecting this erythropoiesis. First we will enumerate the factors: hormones like erythropoietin, thyroxine, androgens, cortisol, growth hormones; some nutrients like iron, folic acid, vitamin B12, protein; micronutrients like copper, manganese, cobalt, nickel; some disease condition or drugs that may affect erythropoiesis are cytotoxic drugs, hematemics, hypothyroidism, chronic renal failure, and other factors including intrinsic factor of Gustl, cytokines, bone marrow microenvironment will affect erythropoiesis. Now we will one by one discuss this factor.